What's up, people? How we feeling? How we feeling? How we feeling? Debbie Do. Debbie Do. What up, kid? What up, kid? Karen, you're here now. You're here. Um, I don't know what this dude's talking about, but Sherry D, what's up? Let's get to it. Let's get to it.
Kick the cockpit door down. I am not the chosen one that you speak of. I am not. The only one.
When I say 19, y'all say 88. 19, 19. When I say 19, y'all say 88. 19, 19. When I say like this, y'all say special like this. Like this. When I
Read between the lines. Yeah.
Curtis full back, I stand center stage. You ain't no killer, that brings in the case. You need an ass for that time, you were trying to get away. Now you glorify a deal like it's 88. When I say 19, y'all say 88. 19. When I say static, y'all say selector. Static. When I say like this, y'all say special. Like this. Like this. They lock us up. We want you down when I should turn your back on me. I can feel you running. They on Instagram, look at the reels they running. Aesthetically, we always hit the kills for such. Static. Hey yo, I'm from Boston, Massachusetts, and there's a lot of corruption going on right now. So throw your peace signs up right now. Yeah, I go by J.F.K, Justice for the Kids. Yeah, free Karen Reed. Yeah, free Karen Reed.
Michael Proctor could have written text messages that he didn't know would go public, that he regrets sending. That does not nullify
The evidence.
that says that
Johnny was hit by a weapon.
Mic check to the gods. Mic check to the gods. How we feeling out there, everybody? I go by the name of J.F.K.
I go by the name of James Jackson. Sorry, a little late, J.F.K. Just trying to get my
Get your mind right.
mind right, get my rhythm,
Yeah.
get comfortable.
We got 116 people up in the room. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us, and we appreciate your time for first and foremost, for sure.
It's Double J, James Jackson. I'm here.
James is cool as shit. The only way to start this live off right, to get everybody involved, I think it's only right. If you had one word, just one word,
Good
all
evening.
we need is one, right, James?
Just one. That's all we ask for.
If you had one word to describe Karen Reed, what would it be? Just one word. Let's get it going. This is your chat, people. Just one word. That's all we want is one.
Some dabs. Yes, sir. Yes,
Let's get it going. Just one word. I like that.
Brave.
Spectacular.
Framed. Innocent.
For sure. This is your chat, people. I need everybody to react. Where you at? And you already know.
Get the doors out.
You already know what we think. We think, me and my man James, we think she's the ultimate warrior. And so don't my girl DB. You already know.
Door down.
Let's go, people. How we feeling tonight?
That you speak of.
Unfuckwittable. So,
That's clever.
yeah.
Yes.
Hey, me.
Yes.
The warrior was the best. Does Karen Reed have what it takes to be an ultimate warrior? What's up, James and JFK?
I think so.
I think so too.
Resilient. I like that. And as you people know out there, Fuckery Donuts is now open. And the question is, what type of donuts do you like?
Do you like jelly?
Do you like cinnamon donuts? Chocolate donuts? What do you like? What's your favorite donut out there? Because we're serving that fuckery over here because we know Maddie M was on the backup. Right, Brian A?
Oh,
And we know you didn't come out the house, Brian A. Why didn't you come out the house, big bad Brian A? What's the problem? And hindsight is 2020, but when you turn 40, it's not the same. Let me run that by you one more time. Hindsight's 2020, but at 40, it's not the same.
Changes up.
And I just want to know, big bad Brian A, why didn't you come out the house? And why don't you guys, you guilty people, Jen McCabe and your crew, the Funky Bunch. Yeah, the Funky Bunch. You're feeling the vibration. Why don't you guys have your own 2020 special? I don't know, James. Talk to the people.
I mean, I think that's a great idea. Why don't they all come out of their hiding and tell their side of the story? Let them say what happened. All these people, maybe the lawyers are telling them to be quiet. Maybe it's smart to be quiet. But I'm just saying, JFK, I can count on one hand how many real friends, real friends I have. I cannot see all these witnesses, not one snitching, not cracking, not nothing. And that's kind of impressive to a guy like me because I know right away if I got a co-defendant, I'm thinking this dude better not say what I think he's gonna,
Yeah, it's pretty crazy that not one cracked yet, but they say Higgins signed a profit, no?
I mean,
That's
I think
what they say.
Yeah, that's what they say. We're all speculators, right? But I bet you he like I said, I'm still sticking with Matty M on the backup snitching because he's got to hear it every day in his face. Bah, bah, bah. We should do this or we should do. Man, you should shut up. That's what I would tell her. You should be
Yeah.
quiet.
You know, we're going to touch upon this 2020 interview because there was some things that we seen in this interview, just like I'm sure a lot of other weathermen out there. That's what we like to call everybody out there. Everybody's brainstorming this. Everybody from, you know, the Glare, Turtle Boy, the Young Jerks to my man Sean. And it goes on, the Vegas boys. You know, they're betting hard over there in Vegas. They got the Vegas police.
They got the Vegas police saying this would never happen. And you know what else they said? They said if this happened, this would be on the front page of the Vegas paper. Officer killed on another officer's front lawn, or found dead on another officer's front lawn. This would be front page paper. And yeah, so hearing them say that just lets you know that in Vegas is wild. You know what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, JFK.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. 22, 17, 3, 24. You know, Paul, you know, with all this 24 talk, you know, your brother's badge was 2490.
It's cute.
You know, she drove backwards 24 miles per hour. You driving drunk. You were, I think he was going 24 miles per hour or something like that too, or something crazy. 24 is coming up a lot. And, you know, I think that if everything is the way you think it is, Paul, as far as her being guilty, she hit him, he did a backflip, he landed in the snow, the phone was underneath him, no one's seen him on the lawn. For all that to work, that would have to be some serious luck. So if I was you, Paul, I would take one black chip, $100, and put it on 24 at the Encore Casino and get 3,500, Paul.
Oh,
Make
yeah.
some money.
You might as well cash in on that 24.
Cash in. That's what I'm saying. But yeah, you know, there's some things that I seen in that 2020. So, you know, Sissy, JFK, what is a proffer agreement? Basically, it's a deal with the feds that he cannot say anything wrong or be held against him, perjure himself, or go to jail.
Yeah, perjury.
So he's
Yep.
making an agreement, basically saying, "I'll tell you the truth," and they'll say to him, "Okay, you tell us the truth, and this is an opportunity you can take, and whatever we feel like giving you, you got to live with the results." So basically, I think
But-
what it came down to, he didn't like the deal they were giving him, so he kind of like, you know, he didn't say what he didn't get up on the stand and speak on that proffer agreement. But Dave in the chat box just said that there was no proffer agreement. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Where is everyone?
Well, JFK and James coming in loud and clear here in Delaware. Nice.
Yeah, well, that's good. Let's tap into some of this. I'm gonna jump around a little bit, but let's tap into some of this this Karen Reed 2020 and what's up, Miss Ash, and see what people were feeling about this.
Now Karen Reed appears to be in a full panic.
So I said, well, then I don't know who he is. And I said, I'm going to go back to the bars. Like maybe they let people back in after hours.
Her next call is to John's friend, Carrie Roberts, who lives nearby. Now, she wasn't at the after party or with anybody who was, but maybe she's heard from him. She hasn't.
Carrie Roberts makes a call to the local hospital, to the police department, trying to see if anything happened to John that night.
Hi, my name is Carrie. I'm calling because my friend's boyfriend did not come home last night. We were at Waterfall. She doesn't know where he is. You didn't pick anybody up by the name of John.
Yes. That's exactly why he said a tall guy came in.
Admitted to a hospital, and he has not been involved in any accidents.
Not a single person says they've seen John since he left the bar.
Wow.
You were going to canvass the rest of the neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm just going to drive around in the 2 square miles that we spent the preceding night. Now I have an immense sense of dread, like a fright in me.
Why is that? Why?
Yeah, why do you?
Why
have
is
an
that? Why do you?
immense-
Why do you think, James? And we'll let James speak on that fact. Why do you think that she had this terrible feeling? Like,
Well, she even said it herself. The reason I think she had that feeling was she said it. You know, as he went in there, she was waiting, listening to music, reading text messages. Now we know Higgins sent her that text message and she never replied. So was she reading that text message? Was she reading that in the car? Is that why she peeled off? Because she knew what type of time everybody was on and she just, you know, so maybe that's why she said that, you know, like she knew something bad probably could have happened, that he didn't come home and you know, the energy. Only Karen can answer. Like, she didn't say anything else about what happened in the car. That's what I was waiting to hear, man. And I didn't hear any of that. So only one can assume.
James always looks like he's studying for a test of writing lyrics.
I am, you know, trying to keep track of you guys.
Amy says 2020 was bullshit. Nothing new about Karen's side. Just added people who were against it. Exactly. We know what they did on that 2020. And yes, for sure, Sissy. I definitely heard of a woman's intuition, for sure. I definitely did. But why, though? From that bar ride to 34 Fairview, do we think that Karen Reed is that naive that she didn't sense trouble at that bar? And I would say yes. I would think that Karen Reed is that naive that she didn't even sense that trouble, and that it could have been happening right underneath her nose and she wouldn't have known. Because that's the only thing I get from this particular. I heard that this interview came out July of 2023. So obviously her lawyers told her around this time to keep everything on the hush. But that's what I would assume. But yeah, let's get back into it. How are we feeling out there, people? What do you guys think? You think that she's that naive?
Lying on the street drunk?
Yeah.
Or passed out?
I was worried he might have gotten hit by a plow. That was my first thought. It's the only explanation I could think of for why John just disappeared into thin air. He's not where I thought he was, and nobody has seen him. The only other vehicles on the road are plows.
This is 90.9 WBUR. It is 24 degrees in Boston, and there will be near whiteout conditions at times.
I go back by the bars, I drive around. After about 20 minutes of driving around, I go to get Jen.
She gets to Jennifer McCabe's, Kerry Roberts shows up, and they decide together, let's go back to John's.
You can see this moment captured on one of John's home security cameras.
The three women head inside to see if John has come home.
So now it's 5:36, still pitch black outside, and we spent about 10 minutes at John's.
The three women are now taking this harrowing ride around town in the blizzard conditions. They're searching for John, screaming his name. Karen is in the backseat. Now she's frantically texting more people. But again, no one says they've heard from John. Now the women decide to go back to Fairview Road, where Karen says she last saw John, dropping him off for the after party.
As you come down Fairview, there's a bit of a decline and it curves to the left. And my eyes are peeled. And I said, he's right there. I jumped out the passenger side and I fell into the street. His eyes were shut and he had spots of blood in different areas on his face. And he was still, not stiff, but still. It was cold. I felt cold, but I didn't feel dangerously cold. And it was just an odd feeling to know that I'm okay. I'm not dying, but he's here with me and he's dying. And I can't warm him up.
I know. Where are the blankets? I don't see blankets, Kerry.
911, what's your emergency?
There's a man passed out in the snow.
There's a man.
I don't know.
Hello?
You think...
Officers were at three females on the scene, and
Go ahead, man. What you gonna say?
I was gonna say, you think if she said it was a cop passed out on the snow, they would have arrived there a little sooner, or things would have. Why would she just say there's a man passed out? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. But
I mean, that's basics at this point. We all know that that's totally suspect.
and John is laying on his back. He's got injuries to his face. He had two black eyes. He's cold to the touch. He's not dressed in appropriate clothing for the temperature. He's wearing a long sleeve t-shirt and he's actually missing one of his shoes. By all accounts, Karen is inconsolable. She's yelling, she's screaming, she's crying.
I had called my father. He didn't answer, and I texted him, John is dead. I didn't know for sure that John was dead, but I'm trying to elicit a response, and I thought John could be dead. And he called me back, and I was distraught. And I said, I don't want to live. I mean, I didn't have any ideation of harming myself. I've never dealt with grief of this magnitude, and I just felt out of my skin. So my father called the police. They put me in a psychiatric hold.
Man, you know, that right there is telling right there. Shout out Revere Boxing. My guy Brad over there. You guys can go give him a follow over at Revere Boxing. Thanks for the super sticker. Appreciate that. You know, that's real telling. That what she said right there. She said that.
Which part?
Well, she said that she felt like she wanted to, you know, basically kill herself. And now you get this bad intuition. See, like I said, this was made July of 2023. Everything was on the hush. This was all hush money. And you know what? Dare I say, it might even be a waste of time going over this video because we don't know where her mind's at right now after the trial, after the mistrial, because she was really picking her places, if that's the right words I want to come up with. Picking her spots, should I say, what to say and what not to say. But if you focus on what she said intuition, and then she said she felt like killing herself. So if the intuition is, while she's sitting in the car, like we talked about earlier, she's going through the text, she sees 11:32, she gets the text by Higgins, he gets out the car. Now, someone just said in the chat that Turtle Boy said there was no fight going over to 34 Fairview. I don't know what you would say a fight is. Like, I don't know if it was a straight all out, you know, fight.
No,
It could have
no
just
argument or nothing. That, I mean, it could have been words exchange. It could have
But
been
then
just
again,
snarky shit. It could have been whatever.
But then again, it's back to my perception of Karen being so naive. Excuse me 1 second. 1 second. I'm a little under the weather, guys. Excuse me. Karen being so naive, she might have not even realized what was going on. And I really truly believe that. I really truly believe that she's probably started piecing it together because now he gets the text at 12:20, right? Are you coming here? Question mark, question mark, question mark. So he knows there's an issue.
Right.
Now she says she's sitting in the car, like we said, 11:32. She looks at the phone, right? And she sees she's going over text messages. Now she sees Higgins text at 11:32. Now, is she that naive that she thought in the bar if she just ignores Higgins, he would just go away?
Yeah, like he would just go away. Like
I'll
he would
just ignore him.
Yeah, he won't. He doesn't even see me. Look, he can't see me.
I mean, I truly
Yo.
believe this. Like after seeing this video and really going over it and watching it, this is, like I said, this is my opinion. But then going over now, if you go back a couple of lives on my channel, peace to my replay crew. If you're not watching this now and you're watching this later, all my replay crew, we love you. And you could have been anywhere in the world, but now you're here with us. A little late, but you're here with us.
Yeah,
but if you go back, if you go back a couple of lives, we talk about that, right? We talk about that 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 the text messages between John O'Keefe and Karen, right? Remember I read them that night? What did you get out of them text messages when they were going back and forth the morning of the 28th, leading it? I mean, the daytime of the 28th, leading into the morning of the early morning of the 29th. Remember, you was reading the text with me when he said, "Hey, Karen, why do you got to announce? You got to go get a drink." And,
yeah,
you know, he was real slick, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was real slick with it, and I think that carried over to the next day. And I don't care what anybody says. Turtle Boy can say whatever. I think, in my opinion, those slick comments came back up. Or when he was getting directions, they say from Jen, I think he was said something like, "Hey Jen,
But
so
now,
what, you know?"
Let's stay there. Let's stay there because we all know we could jump all over the place with this case. There's so many different pieces. My opinion about the directions to Jen McCabe, there was no directions. The first time he called Jen was at 12:14. Then he called her back at 12. I think it was, yeah, I think it was 12:14. Then he called her back shortly after. I actually have a video on that. And first time she called him, and then he called her back for the directions. The first call was 44 seconds, and the next call was like 30 something seconds. I don't think it was about directions. I think Jen McCabe was telling him what the energy was like over there and what to expect when he got there. Now, my point is Karen that naive, not knowing any of this is going on?
You think so? You say you
Well, let
think
me ask you this. Let's talk about let's take it back to a time where you're a teenager and you meet a girl from Peabody, Massachusetts, or from Danvers, or from Melrose. She has no idea what you're into, and you tell her, "Hey, we got to take a ride up to Maverick Projects in Chelsea." She has no idea where she's going.
no clue.
No clue. You get out the car, you do some whatever you got to do in the Maverick Projects. You get back in the car. Next thing you know, she's like, "Hey, why do you got $10,000 in your hands?" Don't worry about it. Keep driving. I really truly believe that's what type of time, for the people out there that don't understand my lingo. When I mean that type of time, I mean that type of mentality she had, where she actually was, yeah, she was very smart when it comes to, passing tests and all that. But I really think the type of girl that John O'Keefe wanted was a girl that had a mama and a dada that stayed parenting, because he came from that. He came from a mother and a father. He came from that. So why, if he's working in Boston in the jungle, Dorchester, Southie, all the girls out there, plus John was young. How was he? 46 at the time. So, all the girls he knows, all detox, man. They're all messed up. I mean, unfortunately, our Generation X, is all messed up. Most of them are dead.
Yeah, especially out there in Boston where he was working them details,
So, he's thinking, hey, I want a good girl. And I don't want her to understand my lingo. I don't want her to understand what I'm going through, because I don't want that. I want a girl that's like naive and she fits the bill. So
Right.
honestly, I think at that time she didn't even know what was going on. So when she got the text, she realizes, hey, I got this text. And then I heard John saying something about, he texts me too. And then I got to leave because I got to go to the bathroom and I'm not feeling well. And then people will say, well, why'd she call her dad at 1 a.m.? Well, is she that naive where she thinks in her mind, like, I'm driving drunk and I might have hit something and I really need to call a lawyer? Like she's ready to go to the police station and rat herself out.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, because based on what she said as the 2020 interview went on, when she was inside talking about her mother and the sleeves being too long, it really seems that she's not naive, but she said she had that intuition. And she felt that was something wrong. Now, keep in mind, people that are just tuning in now, that was July of 2023. She was probably told not to say too much. But I think if we heard from Karen Reed right now in September of 2024 after a mistrial, we would hear a whole other narrative. What do you think, James?
Oh, definitely. And I just want to touch real quick. I think someone took that the wrong way. John was working in the sex crime unit. Yeah, we know that. We're not. I think they thought like we meant he was 13 stepping.
Nah, we're not saying that. We're saying that he's from the generation of Gen X.
Yes.
Okay. And the Gen X generation from Massachusetts or anywhere, Maryland, New York, Philly, the opiate epidemic is horrible. It's terrible. And if you get with a girl in that age group, chances are she could be a recovering addict. And I don't think he wanted to go down that road, especially
Plus,
around
with the
his
kids, yeah, exactly. With the kids involved, he don't want that shit around them,
So now you get a girl who's a straight naive square, so to speak,
Professor.
a nerd,
Yeah,
a geek.
Yeah, exactly, a professor.
So now when you get out the car, you have no idea that you just let him walk into a situation. To know, you know what I mean? But
I see what you're saying.
Did she really think, like, when she was at the bar and she ignored Higgins, did she really think that was gonna make, like, if I don't say nothing to him, it just makes it go away?
He's gonna go away, right? Yeah, that's crazy. I don't understand that. you know, and that's what I thought the discussion in the car would have been about. Somebody bringing that up, the text message in the bar or the one John got.
So let me ask you this: if she comes out with an interview, James, right, in 2024, going into 2025, and she's standing on that same line of questioning and them same answers, where okay, what happened from Waterfall to Fairview, and she says, hey, you know, there was no fight, you know, we might have said a couple of words. If she stands on that, she has to be naive, because we've seen what we've seen, right, people? I mean, we know what we've seen, right?
The hotel, right? I mean, right before that, we saw how John left that bar, and there's no way he just got in the car and everything was all, you know, everything was cool and they were listening to Phil Collins.
Do we not see this?
Right.
What's this?
This is him prior to him getting in the car with her.
Prior. What's going on here, James?
Oh, looks like a lot of they're just fooling around.
I mean, is that Chris A? Clean Chris A? He makes a good pizza, no?
That guy makes a hell of a pizza. I heard you could frisbee that shit. Yeah, look at him. He's grabbing his arm.
Look at this.
For sure. He's holding his arm.
He's saying, hey, not right now, Higgins.
All right here. Kevin's back at the house. We're going to handle it.
You got to chill. He's no good. Don't worry about it. He ain't nothing.
You're with the Alberts now. We run this cat and mash shit.
Now watch this spot right here. Now watch this spot right here. Watch Higgins. Look at this. Watch what he does with his hand right here. He wipes his forehead. Watch this.
Oh,
watch this. Watch Higgins. Watch Higgins. He's getting mad. Come on. Let's go. Come on, tough guy.
Especially when someone's holding you back.
Look, he just wiped his head.
Yeah, no, that's where he's saying, this mother, you know, that's what I think he did right there. I said that before.
What do you think he's saying?
He's saying, this mother, should I beef with this dude over this girl right now? That's what he's saying.
Now. She's my girl.
She's mine. She's the weed whacker.
Look, now this guy right here, he wants no part of it. He's walking right by. Look, he got his head down. He's not saying, hey, guys.
He got his guitar.
It's a big blizzard tomorrow.
Good
what are you guys doing? You guys going sledding?
Yeah, you guys want to go sledding? Look at him. He walked right by with his head down.
Look at this. Head down. Look at this. I don't want no part of it.
No part of this crew.
Look,
see ya. Look, he even dodged them, Jay. You saw it? He even did one of those.
Look at him. Look at him. Like, come on, let's go.
Oopsie. Yo, they even went around the pool table. You saw that? One of the guys from the band. Shit's crazy. To say there
this is what we seen, people. Yeah. This is what we seen. He's saying, pull up.
The weed whacker. She's my weed whacker. Yeah, she is. That's his weed whacker.
Man.
That's crazy.
It's wild for the night, man. It really
always
is
wild for the night. Man. But yeah, so I don't know. Seeing that video, I hope with the next, trial coming up, that video is played. It has to be. That has to be put into evidence. And if that video doesn't get into evidence the next time around, I mean, we saw the Ellis. We saw the Ellis for trial 4. We saw that. I mean, he went to jail for something he didn't do. What did he do? 22 years or something?
22 years, bro.
It's crazy, man. And these people don't think that she could. Like, what if she does get found guilty? You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, well, here we go. We're back from square one. They're going to put it on somebody. But
we got Amy from Boston. Whoop, she just disappeared on me. Hold on a second. I got to go back.
Amy's always... Yeah, where's Amy at?
Amy's right here. We got Amy from Boston. She said John reported Colin for dealing drugs.
Yeah, that's minor shit, though. I mean, what was he doing?
Yeah, what was he selling?
Yeah.
What was he selling? To kill him?
Right.
I mean, definitely, I think, Amy, it adds to the issues that they were having, obviously.
Right.
They
totally agree with. I can agree with that.
Definitely.
So they just want to get rid of him, man.
Why not marriage? John's drinker, cops drink hard. What's he saying now?
It was played during the trial, yeah, but
Nah, that part wasn't played though. That last part, and it wasn't broken down like that.
no, it definitely wasn't broken down like that. I
It
think
wasn't
JFK
broken
was the
down.
first one to break that down. That
Well,
actual
what they did
video.
was they said it. They said it at the end of the trial. Jackson said it at the end, told people to go watch it. But we all
Yep.
know you can't. What you
Can't.
can't. You know.
Yeah, the Auntie Bev, whatever Judge Bev wouldn't allow it. She said, just whatever evidence you already saw, you guys just go with that.
Yeah, that's wild, isn't it, man? I don't know,
He
Flipper,
caught him
man.
selling Roy's. I mean, nah, he definitely didn't. That's a no. That's a definite no.
I mean, we don't. I don't know if he caught him selling Roy's, but even if he caught him selling Roy's, is that a big bust?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Especially a Boston cop.
Yeah, we're well, Ellison. I appreciate that. So, what do you guys think? Do you think that Karen Reed is that naive? Do you think that this could have been happening right underneath her nose, like they were setting him up and she didn't smell it? That's a good question, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it raises a great question. Is Karen Reed naive? And she could be. I mean, and that's not a knock on Karen Reed saying that she's naive. That she's a good woman. She's a citizen. I mean, just saying it could be that she was naive to this whole situation. She just thought Higgins was going to go away.
Right. And he didn't. He
And he
didn't.
didn't.
Friend, so he was telling Karen that he was going to need a ride.
I ended up leaving my house to join John in Canton at 8:30.
So you met him for drinks.
Yep.
How did the night go?
It was fine. I walked in. He was with 3 other fellas.
Fellas.
I got there a little after 9.
That's telling.
And he gave me a hug.
They stay at C.F. McCarthy's for a while and then decide to go meet some more friends over at the Waterfall Bar and Grill, which is just across the street and down. It's a 2-minute walk.
So who was there when you got there?
There was a table of people right away.
At the table are members of a couple of families who have deep ties to the town, the Alberts and McKay.
Now keep in mind, what did we just see? What did we just see? What did we just see? He walked right up to Higgins. And that's what people got to understand. Right when John walked in that bar, he walked right up to Higgins.
First person he greeted.
Why would he walk right up to Higgins? He knows Higgins was talking to his girl. And you got to keep in mind, man, Higgins was talking to his girl when Higgins was at his
crib.
house.
Yeah, man, at his house. And, I mean, all sorts of crazy fuckery going on. And you don't think he knew? Of course he knew.
He knew, man. He knew.
But the kids, man, it's hard.
Look at these guys.
Look
at these dudes.
The Steiner brothers.
Like John, is a Boston police officer. He's actually the leader of an elite squad tasked with catching dangerous criminals. He even helped solve the infamous Boston Strangler case.
We said hi to a bunch of people.
When did he do that?
We stayed there for about 90 minutes.
There's video so you can kind of see what's happening. And it looks like a typical night. People are smuggling up around the bar. They're drinking. They're goofing around a little bit.
That's
Karen
bullshit.
said she'd only met Brian Albert once before, but she said she felt like John really wanted to make good impressions on the Alberts.
Brian Albert, whose home is about 5 minutes away, invites everyone over for an after party. Now, there's already a party with some young adults taking place at his house because it's Brian Jr.'s birthday. So they all gather up and head out.
Also heading out with the group is Brian Albert's wife, Nicole, and her sister, Jennifer McCabe, who John had known for years. And there was Brian Higgins, an ATF agent who was also friends with the Alberts.
Shortly after midnight, security cameras showed John walk out of the Waterfall Bar and into the snowy night. John has a cocktail glass in his hand. Seconds later, the two get into Karen's black SUV and they drive away. A mere 8 hours later, John O'Keefe will be dead.
That's horrible.
You know what else too? Usually JFK, the band. I was just thinking about this because we were just talking about the band. Usually, whoever's the whatever bar has got a band playing. You know, the venue. You know this. They they know each other. You know, they're working together. So I'm sure they went back there and interviewed those people from that band. You know what I'm saying? They could definitely go. They could definitely track them down.
I got this phone number up here, people. I never did it before, but if you guys want to call in, anybody want to call in, let's keep it cool. If you do call in, I need you guys to lower your YouTube in the back and call in, say hello. And I'll just put it like this. Do you guys think that if you call in, this would be the question, the line of question, and you think that Karen Reed is that naive? This was all going on underneath their nose. They were fighting in the bar. Keep in mind, 11:32, he sends the text. 11:47, they start punching each other. 11:55, there's a kiss. 12:20, are you coming here? She connects to the internet at 12:36, and then think about all the missed calls from Jen McCabe. Think about how she says she's seen the truck leave at 12:45. It goes on. He's on.
Someone running with that, huh? The cocktail glass thing. That's what I said. John took the cocktail glass because he knew something was up. He took that glass with him. So let me see what these fools want.
Right. It's very possible, man. It's very possible, my man. He definitely could have took that glass out and said, "Hey, what's going on?" You know.
Well,
I don't hear this in my phone. In this, let me see. Oh, we got one right here.
You already got a caller? Where's Jeff
Can you
at
hear that?
tonight? Nah. Oh yeah, I can't. Very vaguely.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, but I can't hear the caller.
Oh, I think I got 2 missed calls. All right, I need someone to call back. I don't know what's going on. I think I might have messed that up.
First time. Bear with us, people.
Yeah, bear with
Especially-
us. Yeah, let me see. I'm hitting one, no?
Who's calling and pranking? Cut that shit out.
Hello? Hello? Man, what's going on here? Everybody's calling. We getting a lot of calls. I don't know what's going on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? This is turning into a shit show. Hold on a second. What's going on, man? I'm trying to.
What if
This
I?
probably
What
wasn't
if I? Let me try to do quiet my mic. Hold on.
a second. Put it on. Yeah, I don't think it's your mic. Hold on. Let me see something here. Let me put it here. Oh, I see what it is. Hold on.
JFK's quick with figuring that shit out, so don't worry. We'll get it.
Hello? Hello? I don't know, man. Let's see
What?
this. What's up, Eric? Yo, Eric. Can you hear us?
Can you? I can't.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Can you hear him? Hold on one second. Can you hear him, Jez?
No.
Can the people out there hear you? Are they saying they can hear him?
I don't see anybody in the chat. Chat, can you hear them? They're talking about other stuff. No, they
Yeah.
said no.
Can you hear me? Can you? All right, I can hear you. Can they hear him in the chat?
They can't hear him. They're saying no. They
No,
can
hold on.
only
I'm trying
hear
to figure
me
it
and
out.
you. They can only hear us, Jay.
Yeah, let's
Someone
see.
said for a quick second. But
Can you hear him? Go ahead. Let me see. Can they hear him?
no,
No.
we cannot hear caller.
All right, hold on. All right, my man. Thank you, bro. I got him. I don't know what's going on. Why? can't go through the car. What? This is blowing up. Hold on a second. Yeesh. So the mic, the audio, the ringing headset, headphone. Let's see. Killing my live. I'm killing myself. Hello?
You have to take headset off, JFK.
Hello? Can you hear me? Hello, how you doing? Can they hear her?
I cannot.
I'm
Oh,
let
can
me
you
see.
guys hear her? Take headset off, JFK. They keep saying.
So can you hear her? Can you hear her
Take
now?
her. No, I don't hear her
Can they hear her?
talking. They're saying nope, 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 nope.
Headphones. I got the headphones off. Unplugged. No.
Just put
Still
her on
nothing.
speakerphone. No,
It is on speaker.
I don't
can't
know,
hear
man.
her. I took the headset off. The headset's off. It's unplugged. Let me see something here. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. This is a default speaker.
Unplug them.
How about now? Can you hear her?
She's speaking. It's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, this ain't working for me. Oh, did you? They can't hear her? Hold on a second. No.
Check 1 2. Check 1 2 to the gods. Mic check to the gods. Can't
The headphones
hear.
are off, people. It's unplugged.
It's unplugged too?
No, it's unplugged, the headphones. Hold on 1 second, though. I'm trying to navigate through the struggle. Receiving
Yes,
calls.
that's what we do. We're all learning together. That's right.
Yeah. I don't know how the hell this works.
How
though.
do
I
you
don't get it.
call in? First, let us
Wrong.
figure out how do you hear.
They can hear me, though?
Yeah, we can hear you and they can hear me. So they can hear us, but they can't hear the caller.
I don't understand, though. Why?
Let's figure that out first, and then we'll let you know how you call in. I think it's a number or something.
It don't even make sense, dude.
Yeah, we did it too.
Nah, I don't know what's going on. Why ain't it happening here?
Bluetooth in the car? No. You sound like the Verizon guy. Can you hear me? No. Yeah, I knew somebody was gonna say that one. Good.
All right, cool. Definitely.
James, you need to handle them first.
All right, I
Wow, that's
appreciate
true.
you. All right, thank you. Bye. Wow. I mean, it should have went right through. I do not know what happened. I do not know what happened. Mic check to the gods.
Bro, if you had the headphones off, how was you talking to them? Through the headphone.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, can hear you.
Am I mic'd up?
Yeah, you mic'd up.
I don't know, man, what happened, bro. I did it earlier and it worked. I don't know why it ain't working now. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't know. That was sorry, guys, about that. I might have to troubleshoot that.
Kev said we out here in 781. Keep up the good work.
Yeah, we
No
trying.
doubt.
I was trying to get you guys' calling, man. I guess it didn't line up. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that would have been good, man. That blew up fast too.
Just go with what you think is going to work best for the situation.
They bring out a leaf blower and they're trying to blow the
Not
snow.
even a good leaf blower.
Whatever evidence might be beneath the snowfall.
According to police reports, what investigators initially preserved at the scene are 6 samples of what appears to be blood and a broken cocktail glass. Remember, according to the security footage, when John O'Keefe walks out of the Waterfall bar, he's got a cocktail glass in his hand.
That afternoon, the lead detective on the case, Trooper Michael Proctor, and his colleague from the Massachusetts State Police pay a visit to Karen at her parents' house. They see her car parked there and describe that broken taillight in their official police report as shattered.
When the troopers came to my house, now I know I haven't done anything, but they said if we're just trying to help find out what happened to John. If you care about John, you need to help us piece together his final moments.
Yeah, this is crazy.
I answered their questions.
Karen appears very forthcoming.
She says they had an argument earlier in the morning about what she fed his niece for breakfast.
She admits that she was drinking that night and was operating a motor vehicle.
She tells officers that they go out drinking. She says that she and John drove to the Alberts house, but she tells officers that she had what she referred to as stomach issues. So she said that she decided to call it a night and go home.
After the detectives interview Karen, they seize her car and they tow it. They then process the vehicle for evidence. They notice that the rear right side tail light is broken and there's missing pieces of the red and clear plastic that should have been on top of it. There were shards of glass that were in the bumper of the vehicle.
The medical examiner is searching John's body for clues.
The medical examiner ruled that John's cause of death was from an injury he sustained from blunt force trauma and then hypothermia.
This was a combined effect of multiple skull fractures, swelling and bleeding inside his brain, and also the cold.
Later in the day that John died, investigators at the scene report finding pieces of red plastic taillight and a clear piece of plastic at the scene, pieces that appear to match the missing pieces from Karen Reed's SUV. And days later, once the snow begins to melt, authorities say they find additional pieces on the scene. So just how was that taillight broken?
I said, I think I'm going to get arrested.
Man. She thinks
My name's Morgan Hillary. I'm your basic single mother of 3.
That's crazy.
That's wild, man. I think I'm going to get arrested. I mean, I thought the old man, Karen's dad, I thought he looked at didn't he check? Don't they got him on camera looking at her car to make sure it was okay for them to drive out before they left the house that night? You don't think he would have noticed that the whole tail light was missing? That's crazy.
Yeah, the whole tail light wasn't missing.
Nah.
You know what I mean? Another thing is too, what people got to understand is Karen Reed's not a killer, right?
Right.
So if she thinks that when it finally dawns on her that, wait a minute, he might have got beat up by Higgins and that crew, and then she realizes, oh my God, it's gonna make it look like I had something to do with
J.F.K.
it. She might have really bugged out in anxiety.
You're breaking up a little bit.
Am I?
Yeah, you good now?
Am I? Okay.
All right, good. Yeah.
How am I doing?
Yeah, you're good. You sound great now. But the whole
Yeah. So
go ahead.
Yeah. So Karen Reed's not a Damn it.
Yeah, but it keeps going in and out. I don't know why. It keeps going choppy.
What, the internet's choppy?
Yeah.
Or is it me? My voice?
Can you guys hear him?
Okay. Bad. Good now.
It's good now?
Cool guy.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I can't.
Reboot it.
I concur. Choppy internet.
Let me see. Let's
bad reception.
Yeah, how we feeling? Yeah, how we looking? Choppy, bad reception, and yeah, we can hear. Okay.
In and out.
Let me see how we looking on. In and out, huh?
Wow. Choppy.
Ain't that a bitch?
J.F.K. drop off.
We still
come back to fix it.
Choppy.
We
still breaking up, huh? When I move, huh? Wow. After I disconnected my mic, let me see. Let me try to fix that.
Yeah, I think that's when it happened too.
This is a good part, though.
See, we working too.
We working over here.
Well, he's definitely working. Yeah, this was a good.
Pretty unbelievable day.
It was one of those days that just chills you to the bone. The wind was making the flag blow, but it wasn't making a sound. There was just something so surreal, so eerie about it all.
Yeah, he's getting it fixed.
Everything stopped for the police procession. Somebody referred to it as a blue column.
Yo.
Countless police officers.
Yeah.
I mean, hundreds, in a line of two, came down the aisle. We all just paused. You could hear a pin drop.
And the funeral the next day was rough too.
Yeah. Where are they all now?
A number of us were asked to be pallbearers, and what stands out the most.
How am I sounding out there? Am I sounding better?
Yeah, you sound great.
I sound better right now?
Yep.
Does my mic sound better?
Yep. So
You guys think you're Vanilla Ice. Hey, D-Jack, your mother thinks she's Vanilla Ice. How's that sound? Your mother loves Vanilla Ice, too. D-Jack. You know that, D-Jack? Your mother loves Vanilla
most
Ice.
is we were standing
Jizzy.
inside of the church. And you could hear Amazing Grace on the bagpipe. And they said they were going to give us a notification when the hearse arrived. And the moment that will never leave my brain is when we opened up the doors to that church. There were 50 bagpipers. There were rows and rows and rows of police officers. It was like nothing I've ever seen before.
The priest who said Johnny's funeral mass grew up with Johnny.
Sadly, the priest at John's funeral had presided over his sister Kristen's funeral mass as well.
He acknowledged that a lot of us in the crowd were familiar, that he spoke about the pain in the room, that this family had been through too much and lost too much already. And then Paul got up, he was brave, he gave a beautiful eulogy.
Where does braveness go?
He made everyone laugh, talking about like Johnny's personality. He spoke about how Johnny never left Christy's side during her battle with cancer. And
man, that's sad, man. We got somebody up in here real quick to touch down with everybody. And
hey guys, hey James, hey J.F.K, how you going?
We got Miss Shorty up in here. Shorty.
Miss Shorty, Shorty.
How we
I'm hearing this new
feeling?
stuff. Yeah, I'm good. I'm at work, so I just thought I'd stop by and say hi quickly.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about the 2020 show? How'd you feel about that?
Do you know what? I haven't actually watched it, so this is my first look. I was live myself doing another stream when it was going live, and I've just been going busy helter-skelter ever since. So this is actually the first glimpse I've had. I've heard about it. I've heard some outrage and some sort of people not being thrilled with it, but so pretty interested to watch along with you guys.
Yeah, Miss Shorty, you're always welcome.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, Miss Shorty's down under. What time is it over there in Australia?
It is 11:45 in the morning on Tuesday.
Wow.
The calendar is flipped.
Not
yes.
crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Gotta love it. One thing that I was trying to talk about tonight, I was trying to get some phone calls in. I quite don't know how to do that yet, obviously. But I guess I'll figure that out. I thought I had it down pat earlier. But yeah, J.F.K. is special. That's why no hits. Okay. I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
I think it's a compliment, surely.
I think it's a compliment, but
yeah, I'll take it. But one of the things I was talking about tonight was, do you think that Karen Read is that naive? You haven't seen the 2020 video yet, but there's certain parts of it where it shows that she was naive. Like she says when she went to the bar, one part he was with the fellas. She doesn't name drop names. You've seen that too, right, James?
Yeah.
She made sure she made sure she didn't name drop the names. But do you think that she's that naive when she was driving from the waterfall to Fairview Road that she had no idea that John was in danger?
I don't think she was naive. I think maybe if she'd had a few drinks, and maybe, I mean, who would think? You just couldn't imagine that anyone would be so brutal and volatile, I think. And so she might have had an inkling that they're, but boys will be boys, and she maybe thought that John could hold his own, or yeah, I guess
it's a good point.
I don't think naivety. I think probably who would ever think that night would end up like that. So I don't think maybe that's naivety, but I think more she was probably a little bit like angry with him about all of the like using her as a taxi, and she didn't really want to go in, is my belief, and she didn't probably want to drive him, but I feel like he was like, God rest his soul, I think he was probably quite a like his manipulation of her in some ways with regards to, I don't know, he just seemed like he was a bit of a dick to her sometimes. I hope I don't offend anybody, but and maybe she was just kind of like a bit fed up with the whole situation, and was probably cranky that after a night of them being all lovey-dovey at the waterfall and C.F. McCarthy's, that he then wanted to like keep doing boys stuff. So maybe it just didn't even cross her mind. If that's naivety, then maybe.
Yeah, I appreciate that. That's definitely it's coming from a woman like yourself, that knows her stuff. That's awesome. And like I
Yeah.
said, I mean naive in a way. I don't know if that's even the right word, Miss Shorty, to tell you the truth. I've been struggling with the word all day, what to say.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Square.
Not
Like
square.
if she's square, like she doesn't know what's going on. Nerd. Like I hate to say nerd, like it's a
No.
bad thing, but like
I think, yeah, I think you've got, that's the closest word you can find. I think maybe just not quite fully aware of the propensity of big men drinking, with all that sort of testosterone and ego, and and I've said it before. I'm not sure where, but the fact that Big Brian A and Higgy had been, at a funeral through the day. But sorry, my radio just went off. I'm a traffic controller. So, they were there. It was quite an heightened emotional day, I'm sure, for those guys. Plus drinking all day, and so she maybe didn't know any of that. But hindsight's 20/20, pun intended.
yes.
So
right.
so all those contributing factors obviously all played a part, but she didn't know that stuff. So yeah.
Yeah, awesome. So how you doing? How you feeling?
Me, I'm feeling good. I'm pretty tired. I had a standout in Melbourne on Sunday here, so it was Saturday night your time. And there was one in Hobart in Tasmania at the same time, so next time we're doing another one in November, early November, the 10th of November, which is a Sunday, across Australia. So I'm hoping to get more people, both at the Melbourne one. There was 3 of us. It was fun. And I live streamed it, but I'm hoping to get more people at that one and at all the others and more. And actually now, Karen Reid Updates on Twitter has roped me into trying to rally people around the world to do something on that day. So I'm not even busy, J.F.K and James. It's fine. I've got heaps of time.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
So I'll be spreading the word, like just trying to get people to save the date, and it doesn't have to be 200 people in Norfolk County for it to be impactful. All it and it feels good. Like it was exhausting to do it. I'm a bit of a recluse, a bit of an introvert. I know it seems amazing to think that I would be, but I am. So for me to get out there in the public with a sign and my shirt and with live streaming and approaching strangers asking them if they'd heard of Karen Reid was quite, to be honest, quite confronting for me in terms of my social anxiety, but I did it, and it feels good.
Shorty was out there pounding the pavement, JFK, like we like to say.
Hand over fist.
Hand over fist.
Boots on the ground. So humankind loves doing things for other people and loves being part of something important and special. And it doesn't have to be massive. Like from little things, big things grow. And I
like
just
that.
think,
I like
yeah,
that.
it started like even the they started with a couple of people in Canton proper, wherever it was 18 months ago or so, and it's grown into being in the US nationwide and hundreds of people and now worldwide. So I just think we can all rally around, and it's not just to open the eyes of the world to Karen Reid's plight and the the tragic murder of Officer John O'Keefe, but also open our eyes to corruption and the fact that this is possible, not just possible, it's going on every level, and
Every level.
stand up for something, you know?
Absolutely. I agree with you 1000%. And I appreciate you tapping in with me real quick. I know you're working, but you know, we got to get you on the show. We got to schedule something where we can get a full hour and a half and pick your brain, you know?
Yes, let's
Would
do
love
it.
that.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, James. Thanks,
All right.
J.F.K. Thanks,
Thank
I
you.
I'll see you in
appreciate you.
chat. Bye.
All right.
All
Bye,
right.
Shorty.
Y'all need to go subscribe to Miss Shorty. Definitely go subscribe to her. She's in the chat. Go subscribe to her channel at Miss Shorty. She's a good woman. You know, she's on the grind. She's doing her thing. She's working right now. It's 11 a.m. over there in Australia.
It's
And all
wild.
I gotta say is that, you know, what happened that night? I know what I seen, James.
I know what I seen too.
I know what I seen. I seen him doing the heel toe.
Oh yeah, that heel toe. Here we go.
There he is. Oh,
Hey, doggy.
I know what I seen, man. You know, they're not gonna tell me I didn't see it.
No.
So let's start it off like this. If you had one word to describe this woman right here, one word. This woman right here, this is John O'Keefe's ex-girlfriend. If you had one word to describe her, and let's try to be nice. I don't know. Maybe not be nice. Maybe that might be a setup. I don't want to set anybody up.
Yeah.
Maybe we should fall back on that. Maybe we should fall back. I don't want to set nobody up.
You guys, we see how one
Him
word. Just give us
for
one word.
taking care of the kids the way he did. And then the last
Fatal.
line of his eulogy
Desperate.
was, "We'll take it from here." And that was John's last line of his eulogy.
That's
9
tough.
years prior on
Yeah.
the same altar when Christy died.
That is so tough.
She witnessed that too.
It's unfathomable, you know?
It is.
It's poor kids, man.
While John's family and friends were making plans to honor his memory, police have been busy as well, putting together their theory on what happened that snowy night and how John O'Keefe sustained those fatal injuries. And they've determined that the evidence points directly to Karen Reed.
It was about 7 p.m. I was talking to my best friend on the phone, and I said, there's a lot of cops circling. And I said, I think I'm going to get arrested.
Sheesh.
When they come, they look like regular people, but they're here to take you away. It's scary.
Did they knock on the door?
Can't remember if they knocked or if they rang the bell, but they circled the whole.
They look like regular people, James, but they're here to take you away.
It's
You know, all these.
scary, she said. It's scary.
It's pretty scary. This is what I mean about being naive. I don't know if that's the right word, people. Karen, if you're watching, I don't mean no disrespect. I'm just saying a square. Someone that
It's
don't
like
know the street life.
easy manipulated. She's like easy.
Yeah, pushover. Like
yeah,
you
can
didn't
manipulate it. I'm
I
trying
don't know
to
what
find.
it's.
Yeah.
I don't got the word just yet. I don't want to come off wrong, but something just like that. They look like regular people.
Yeah, they look like they're coming over for dinner.
They come with handcuffs and then they lug you.
The whole property. There were cops everywhere. They were shining lights in my back window, my front.
Wow.
What was
Big
that
bad
moment
Karen
like
Reed.
when you felt
Imagine that,
the metal
though.
handcuffs go on you
It's
and
a
they
little
put you
too
into
much.
a squad car?
It's scary. You're short of breath, and we're careening up the highway.
Careening up the highway.
Your ankles are shackled, and your arms are behind you, and you just try to concentrate on your breathing. It's frightening. It's frightening. When I got to the barracks, there were.
If you notice that there was like a little stutter there, you know, and I just really think that she's really a good girl that, you know, just was real close with her mom and her dad, and she has no idea that this possibly could happen to her at all. Like never mind John being found dead, never mind him getting beat up, but just being arrested. You know?
No,
Local
didn't
news
even cross
station.
her mind.
Karen Reed's charges and what she was arraigned on were manslaughter, negligent homicide, and leaving the scene of an accident involving injury. The theory was that she hit John O'Keefe with her car and left the scene.
Prosecutors lay out the charges. They say that those pieces of plastic uncovered at the crime scene are consistent with pieces missing from Karen's taillight.
It's just so much.
And according to police statements, Carrie Roberts, who was with Karen in the blizzard searching for John, told police that Karen seemed intoxicated. Jennifer McCabe told police Karen asked her, "Could I have hit him? Did I hit him?" during the search for John's body. In court, Assistant District Attorney Adam Lally details the charges.
Officers interviewed firefighter paramedic from the town of Canton. Defendants then made several statements to her indicating, "I hit him, I hit him, I hit him, I hit him."
I said I hit him. It was preceded by a did and proceeded by a question mark. Did I hit him?
According to prosecutors, Karen's blood alcohol content was between a 0.07 and a 0.08 when she was tested at the hospital at 9:08 a.m. after being transported from the scene. That's about 9 hours after they left the bar. In all 50 states in America, if you are...
Everybody in the chat, you see that comment I got posted up the front. A good girl? Come on. She banged Higgins, got the ball rolling, disrespected him right at his house. Effing good girl, come on. What do you guys feel about this guy, XGFYRIFJV? Wow. You might want to change your screen name. That's a serious comment right there. I mean, that's one way to think about it, but we're talking about as far as
Bang Higgins.
That's shady, man. It is. It's
He's a slime ball. Up here they come, buddy.
Yeah, he's retired. She didn't bang Higgins, you idiot.
You done fucked up now.
Nobody banged Higgins, homeboy.
You done fucked up now.
Damn, man. Hold on a second. If you guys got one word to describe that dude, man, let me hear it. One word to describe X, Y, V, Y, A, B, C, D, E, F, G. One word, people. Come on.
Yeah, just one. Just one.
Let him have it.
They're fucking him up. Chat's fucking him up.
Delusional accountability, buddy.
Delusional accountability.
Oh,
gross. Oh, wow. Shit. A virgin, someone said. Someone hit him with a virgin.
Wow.
He said virgin.
Buddy, you gotta calm down. We're selling turkey sandwiches.
Where'd he go? Is he still in the chat?
What's that notice do you like?
What's his name again? That's there he is, right? He was telling it. What did he say?
I don't know, man. Oh, there he is.
There he
is.
We
got him. Right? He was telling the truth. When they didn't finish their first drink, when she went to his house, she was really already talking about hooking up on text.
Man.
You know, the thing is, something like that, checking your marketplace, it's a big speculation, but what you got to understand, X, J, V, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, Sesame Street.
That's a crazy name.
I mean, whatever your name is, bro, I'll give you some shine on here because, hey, that's the way it could look on the outside looking in. But when I say she's naive as far as
maybe we have the wrong word. We don't mean that.
Now, as far as her checking her market value, the girl went through so many operations. She's having stomach issues. Her man's treating her wrong.
Yeah.
She might take his banter as disrespect. I think that John was just a dude who just, bantered a lot. Like, come on, girl, you know what I mean? Like, it's me and you. And, he joked with her, and she probably took that as pure disrespect. So when you back a girl in the corner, they're going to go out and chase their market value and see what she was worth. And I think she went out there and checked her market value and see if she was still pretty, because she thought that's what she had to do. And that's what most women do. But see, my man, XJ, ABCDEFG, you probably wouldn't know that.
Nah, he's a virgin, man.
Because you don't have girls and women. You don't know nothing about that. No. You don't know nothing about that, do you? Nah, you're caught in your feelings. Feelings change. Facts don't. And the fact is, Karen Reed is innocent. So settle down.
Comment. Gross. Pack it there. She was flirting. All right? That's all she was doing.
A 0.08 or above, you are under the influence for the purpose of driving a motor vehicle. Her attorney responded that day.
I don't see any criminal intent that would justify manslaughter, and there's a reason for that, because there was no criminal intent. This was not some random stranger. This was my client's boyfriend, somebody with whom she was in love. She had no idea that he was deceased or that anything had happened.
What did you plead?
This is what
Not
Paul
guilty.
Paul can't get over this.
Karen Reed posted $50,000 bail and left.
Out.
But the stakes are about to get much higher. Within months, Karen's manslaughter charge is upgraded to second-degree murder.
The line between gross vehicular manslaughter and second-degree murder is very, very thin. In Massachusetts, you must prove that a defendant acted with conscious disregard for human life.
Is it possible that you might have hit him unwittingly in your admittedly very large SUV?
No, not possible.
Jeez. Uncle
And now
Al.
Karen Reed's defense takes a dramatic turn, bringing in a top legal gun, and the defense is about to introduce a very different theory than what the prosecution says happened that night.
John O'Keefe was murdered, no question. He died at the hands of another person. This wasn't Karen Reed.
That's right.
If you think this is going to be an open and shut case, it isn't.
Here we come, chat. My weed whacker. Oh, yeah. It was his weed whacker. That's how he felt. Jackson is amazing. Uncle Al doesn't play around.
Yeah, that's your uncle. I forgot. That's your uncle. Jackson is amazing. And it's, he said the same thing, because the segue back into this thing, that wouldn't Karen Reed just at that point say, hey, if I just say I hit him, and I know this might be stretched, but if I just say, hey, I bumped into him, I hit him, isn't it better than being caught up in a murder case and throwing all your cards on the table? Meaning, what I mean is, if she knows she was talking to Higgins and that caused his death, and you're naive like her, you're thinking that exactly what you did with Higgins, talking to him, checking your market values, what caused the fight. And you think you're in way more trouble than actually backing up and hitting him. You know what I mean? Like, what's going through her mind right now? She's thinking, like, man, like, because she's not a murderer. She never had a criminal record. So what seems worse? Does it seem worse talking to a guy behind your boyfriend's back and getting him set up and beat up? Or does it seem worse that you were drunk and you just bumped into him and you didn't know?
Right,
I would
by
say
accident.
the first one was worse.
Exactly. But that's why I say there was a deal on the table right away. They probably said to her, just say you bumped into him by accident, and we'll give you these 5 years. 2.5 on and after, maybe 7. Maybe 3 on and afters. I seen a guy in Billerica one time, and he was doing 7 years for the same kind of similar charge.
It's very possible, bro.
Sure is.
It's very possible.
I love that. Checking your market value. Hey, it's all good. You got to check your market value sometimes, Amy.
I mean, that's what happens, though. women feel slighted and they want to go out and see what, and men do the same
Yeah.
thing. Don't get it
Yeah,
twisted.
Higgins,
You know
he
what I mean?
calling her the weed whacker. I mean, coming up with nicknames. He pulled back around.
He was a Boston cop and died on a Boston cop's lawn. She didn't have a chance. No, she didn't have
Nope.
a chance, Kevy Kev.
You're right, Kevy
We
Kev.
we definitely agree with that 100%. You know,
But
it's
that,
wild.
I think, that's wild too, that Jen didn't say there's an officer down. She said there's a man down when she called 911. She said there's a man down. She didn't say there's an officer. This is her friend, right? She loves him. You would think that would be the first thing she would say.
And
He's
and
also a Boston cop.
yeah. I mean, of course she didn't say that.
Alan
Why?
Jackson is really your uncle? I thought that was a joke. Hey, Uncle Al, yeah. Alan, Uncle Al,
You never know. You know what I mean? We're working here.
No, we're working. Uncle Al told me you're working too.
My man had to cross 2 lanes.
I mean, a guy had to cross 2 lanes to get here. J.F.K, I'm working too.
Oh my!
That's why I look like when someone said earlier, James looked like he's in school or working. I'm always working.
Yeah. But yeah, let's get back into that. Let's jump into this real quick. Get into some Karen Reed.
She played Higgins
9
like a
drinks
fiddle.
that night.
Not
You
really.
claim it's 4 and change. I mean, is it possible that you had hit him with the back of your car and just didn't realize it?
No.
You had 4 drinks. They say 9 drinks. So how drunk were you?
I had felt like I had alcohol. I felt that I had a buzz. But I did not feel it was unsafe for me to be operating my vehicle.
Well, we disagree
You
with
said
you
you were
on that.
angry with John that night.
Yes.
She was designated.
Could you have been angry enough and slightly drunk because he had annoyed you that in the fit of rage you just backed up and
Never.
tried to tap him?
Would
Not
never
to try to kill him, but try to
tap him with my 6,000-pound full-size SUV. To hit John's body with my car. No.
She wasn't having that. He was trying to trick her.
But the prosecution is building a case that claims she was angry and she did have a motive. According to court filings, John's niece and nephew who live with them told law enforcement that their relationship was strained. The niece said she'd overheard John recently tell Karen that their relationship had run its course.
Is it possible that that anger sent you into a fit of rage, coupled with the fact that he apparently had wanted to break up or insinuated that?
He never insinuated that he wanted to break up. I have been angry with John. I was angry with him that night. But being angry with someone and being angry with them and wanting to physically hurt them with a 6,000 pound
It's 2 different things.
piece of machinery is another hemisphere of intention.
Early in the AM, when she first leaves John, Karen Reed is texting and sending message after message. I think she called him like 50 times.
Jeez.
No response.
John, I'm here with your kid. You are using me right now. You're a loser.
Yeah, she wouldn't. I don't think she would go there. She was
What's the prosecution's theory on this? That supposedly a murderer, having just killed her boyfriend, and calls him up and says, "I hate you." Why would she then call him 49 times after that, trying to find him?
Maybe she's actually being very clever.
Yeah, all right.
I've never met someone that clever. This
Me
is
neither.
Occam's razor. The simplest answer is usually the right one.
The prosecution says Occam's razor is she backed up, she hit this guy, he died in the snow. End of story.
No.
There has been nothing as divisive as this case.
The district attorney of this county had to come out and say you have to stop harassing witnesses.
Look at this
He was getting
scumbag.
crazy, chasing us, calling us names.
Yeah, I don't agree with any of
calling us
that.
cop killers.
We had state police
Be
protection to get us to
respectful
the
of
car.
John's family.
We were surrounded.
Wow, man.
What's that? Way less. Someone said way less FU calls than I've made at one time, laughing out loud. Yeah, it didn't seem like.
Oh, you had a question in the last chat. Why don't you run that question back?
Oh, about the females now when you go out. Do you feel like when you're out, or even if you're planning an outing or planning something, do you feel you have a Jen McCabe in your circle? I mean, Karen didn't know what a Jen McCabe in her circle was, so you never know. I mean, shit. We could. Well, I mean, I know I don't got a Brian Higgins in my circle.
No,
that's for damn sure. But yeah, no, I mean, it's crazy, man. I don't know what else. I'm waiting
So
to
you
see.
think some girls could have a Jen McCabe in their circle, like a girl who would set them right up, sell them right down the river?
Absolutely. Like I said, I just it brings me back to how I can't believe that out of all these people, no one has said a word yet. You can count on one hand how many solid people you know that won't say like, you know, this one, like, or if you tell them something, they just keep it to themselves. Like, and all these people have the same story, sticking to this story. But having a Jen McCabe in your circle is dangerous too, because that's a type of person that is just, what do they call it?
She's out for Delphia, man.
She's out for herself for sure. But what's the word? I forget. But anyway,
McCabe on 911 called John O'Keefe it. Jen McCabe told Kerry, giving CPR, get off him. Then Kerry told Karen, you're not helping. These people are sick and evil psychopaths. Well, to say the least. I really wish I knew why she called him a pervert. Something isn't ringing with me lately, especially about the Sandra case. I take that's what you were saying. Okay.
no, I think she would call him a pervert because of where he was going.
I mean, the very first person Jen McCabe would have called if she had nothing to do with it, she would have called Brian A. and she would have ran in that house.
She
That's
would have
100%.
Yeah, especially if Karen told her I dropped him off here. Jen McCabe would have been like, all right, let me wake him up and see what's going on. Come on. That's a no-brainer.
She would have been all over that.
All over it. She want to be the hero too. That's why she's like the villain.
She would have been the very first person she would have called was Brian A. She would have ran in the house. There would have been no text messages on a group chat talking about, hey man.
Yeah, why have a group?
You would have had a group chat saying, damn man, I can't believe John's gone. Man, I can't believe I feel sorry for his kids. And how didn't we see him on the lawn? And then the blob, right? This girl sees a blob.
Julie, yeah.
Julie
I watched
sees
that after we talked. It's crazy.
Yeah, and then 8 months later, she gets interviewed by Proctor, and then she says, "Oh, I seen a blob," and then she gets on the stand, and now the blob's 6'2".
Yeah, 6'2"
black blob,
or 5'6", and then she went to 6'2", like a black blob.
I mean, come on, like as soon as you seen,
but then she also got a ride home from Jen McCabe and Maddie on the backup gave her a ride.
Maddie was on the backup, but Maddie on the backup, you know, said he didn't hear it. He was too busy focusing, and Jen McCabe didn't see a blob. No one seen a blob.
Yeah. She said she was drunk. Yeah, I saw that.
The very first thing you would do if you actually thought you seen a dead body or a blob, well, you seen Beetlejuice.
Right. Beetlejuice. She said, "Oh, I was too drunk, so I just kept it." Yeah. I mean,
you know, like what did you see? Did you see Beetlejuice? Is that what you seen? You seen Beetlejuice? You said his name. He came back. I mean,
did you see
the very first thing that would have happened, you would have said, "Man, I told you, I seen it. I seen the blob. I told you it was him. Like I seen something. You guys didn't listen."
Yeah, that would have been the very next day. It would have said, you know, that would have been talk. But you know what, too? Well, her testimony, it seems she was really fairly close with Jen McCabe and like not just Colin's parents, like Brian Albert and in like his immediate family. She was also close with like his aunts, his uncles. Like it seemed like, you know, they were all fairly very close. They kept a close circle.
Facts. I
Yeah.
agree, bro. I agree, bro. I agree.
I've prepared for every scenario. That's just how I have to live. So I've thought through everything. I've thought through, where will I celebrate when this is over? Where do I want to live? Who do I want to surround myself with? But I've also thought, all right, if I'm convicted, what are the next steps?
Wow, already thinking about
Oh,
a
my.
conviction.
Court clothes, nothing fun, nothing for a trip, but just lots of suits. I just want to communicate that I'm still confident. I don't like the position I'm in, but I'm confident. I'm doing everything I can, and that includes looking professional for court, dressing like my attorneys. I think that's the sign of respect for what's happening when you're in court. I just got the suit from the tailor because the sleeves are too long, and it's a pet peeve of my mother's to see people with sleeves that are too long.
Do you think about your mother when you get dressed?
Yes, all the time. That's funny you just asked me that. She
All right, hold on a second, people. I know we want to watch that part.
yeah, she
I know we want to watch this part. I know everybody out there gets very emotional about this part.
Oh,
Karen,
teary-eyed.
it gets tough.
It's hard.
I want to let you know, all my ladies in the chat,
We're
you
here
could
for you.
You could have been anywhere in the world, but now you're here with us. And we
Yep.
appreciate your time. But let me just say this about how these things go. Okay. Now, she's in a hotel. The case now, if anybody's been a fan of me, well, should I say just agree with me and just been rocking with me? I think fan is maybe a strong word, but you guys are my homies, right? We'll say homies, friends. We're all friends, supporters,
Chat.
right?
That's chat, man.
Excuse me. That sounded very bad.
You're
Give
all
me-
right, good friend. J.F.K. Oh.
I don't want to hit you with all the
You
stuff.
two are sexy. We are glad to be here. Well, we're glad you're here. And thank you. Thank you for the compliment. It's really nice. We're sexy, JFK.
I'm having a coughing spell over here. You know, the COVID's kicking back up. But here's the thing. The way these things go, okay, that she's inside this room. She feels like she's drowning. This court case got her feeling like she got no air. And if anybody who's been a supporter and a homie of mine that's been rocking with me when I'm on the stage, I appreciate y'all. Because from day one, what have I been saying? What is Karen Reed feeling right now? My whole thing about coming into this Karen Reed thing was I hate corruption, I hate the court system, and the way it weighs you down. Having a court case is like having a weight on your back, literally, no pun intended. It will take you to places that you never thought your mind would go. It will give you anxiety, and that trauma sticks with you for life, and you can never turn it off. You walk by a courthouse, you see a sheriff's van, you see handcuffs, you see police officers. It's all traumatizing. And this is the reason why I came into this Karen Reed thing, because this is the side of it that I want to speak on. And I've been speaking on it from my very first video. If you guys are fans, you hear me say this a lot. Now, with that being said, I just want to say she's in this room. She's away from everybody, and this court case is weighing on her brain. Now, the way this works is before they turn that red light on, though, this is what I mean about naive. This is why I wanted to stick with that word and stick with her not knowing when people are setting her up, because this right here was a classic setup. She's inside the hotel. These 2020 people, they've been doing this for years, man. They know how to get people running their mouth. They know how to get it going. So now they're inside this crazy hotel room. This is a day before her trial, and they say, hey, what do you feel about your mother? How do you feel about your court clothes? She starts opening up the closet. She starts looking at the court clothes. She goes, oh, I got this suit, that suit. Then they talk about your mother, the family. How's your family feel about this? And then she starts going off the rails a little bit about her mother. Now they know they got a rope.
They see her get upset a little bit.
Now they know they got her open. So what do? They hit the red light. And now they say, hey, let's take it from the top. Why don't you open that closet again and tell us about that suit? Okay, I'll do it. Look at my suits. They're so pretty. It's nothing going on vacation. Hey, and so does your mother you know, do you talk to your mother and this and that? And then you get this. Now, I'm not saying that it's wrong. Now, it's not wrong for us people out here seeing the other side of Karen. It's not. But
it's wrong with what they did, with how they spun it, you know.
okay, the way
wrong.
they spin the truth, but this is why though, who they're spinning it to. Because the only people that could turn this case around overnight, whether we want to like it or not, and this is just a fact, the people that are watching, is Paul and Peggy. The only people that could turn this over. If they turn tomorrow and say we want a full investigation, we think Karen maybe didn't do it, they're the only people that could turn it. But when Peggy sees this, it makes her even more mad. You know what I mean? It doesn't put her in a good light to the family. And that's what I believe. That's my opinion. You know, this could have been left out. And this is what I mean about editing. This was a classic setup. Now, some people that I talk to say, no, I don't see it that way. That's okay. But to the grieving family, I don't know.
Right.
That's my opinion. Let's get
because that's who she has to
probably
impress.
taught me how to dress and tells me how to dress, and not in a way that mothers may nag their daughters, but I've never seen my mother ever in my whole life. She doesn't compliment me and tell me I look nice. I don't know if she knows that I'm aware of that even when I've been in the thick of this, even getting out of jail, you know, she's always saying something positive to me as soon as I see her. It's funny you asked me that. I didn't even realize that I think about her whenever I get dressed. I do, because I'm thinking she's going to see me. And I don't usually cry. I guess if you ask about my parents.
It's funny you ask me that, she said.
It's funny you asked me that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's funny that Higgins texts you at 11:32.
Yep.
It's funny that he texts you at 11:32. It's funny that John got out the car because he said he just got a text at 12:20. It's funny that he was talking to Jen McCabe on the way over there, asking questions about Brian A. and Kevin and everybody. But is she that naive that she don't see the setup? Here's the thing: if the parents, if Peggy and Paul don't, here's the thing. I know guys that killed Dominican drug dealers way back in the day in 1996. I know a couple of dudes who did some dirty things, and they killed a man, right? In 1996, a Dominican cat, some dudes I grew up with. And guess what? They're all out of jail. You know why they're out of jail? Because when they went to their parole hearing, the family never showed up. The family never showed up. No one said, hey, we don't want them out of jail. You know what I mean? No one ever went in for the dead person. So they figured, hey, the family didn't show up.
Right.
No one even knows where the family is. We'll just slide them out the system. That's how rigid and dirty the system is. They'll just let murderers out.
Mm-hmm.
Dudes who cold-blooded killed someone, they're back on the streets for something they did in 91, 92. And they're right next to you right now.
Yep.
They're in the mall with you. They're at Market Basket.
They just dropped you off. That's your Uber driver.
It's your Uber driver.
Say hi. Tell you
they
Uber
don't even
driver.
care. So they advocate for the victim. So if the victim's family saying we think Karen did it, they got her in the scope. They got their man.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? The only person that could flip this over would be Peggy. Now, by doing things like this on 2020 on this crazy platform is not a good look. It's never going to make Peggy say, I believe Karen.
Right.
That's who we got to convince. We got to get Paul up here. If you could talk to Paul James, what would you say?
I would want to see what he would think about that video. I would want to ask him, well, how would your brother feel if these guys were doing this and calling him on and waving him on, and he knew about this? How would your brother react? What would he say? Well, how would he react, Paul? That's it. That would be my own question to him that I would like. I mean, more, but that would be the main one for sure.
You would
Paul,
say what?
it's just
You would say like basically what you're saying is, I'm trying to get this right. You're saying if people were taunting John O'Keefe, would he feed into it and go fight?
Yeah. If your brother was in a bar and 3 guys called him on, how would he act, Paul? Would he just
talk to Paul right now? Talk to him.
Paul, if John was sitting at the bar and these three guys, you seen it. You seen it, Paul. You seen them. They're calling him. Your brother just did the heel toe. What's that shit all about? You grew up with him. You ever done that heel toe shit before, Paul? Come on, man. I mean, we see how he talks to.
If Paul tomorrow came on a platform and said, "I'm on the other side now," I think they had something to do with it. Let's just say he called, let's just say he seen Brian A. He talked to Brian A. and Brian A. slipped, and he has a different
approach. Yeah.
If he turned around and flipped the script tomorrow, Paul, what do you think would happen if he switched his whole mind up? Paul, let's just say Paul. We'll start with him. Do you think that would change the whole dynamic of this case?
What if he? Yes, I think if I mean, at this point, I don't think so. I mean, it could help it, but at this point, I don't know, Jay. It's already gone too far. I mean, they've already had state police on there looking like crazy state troopers on the stand.
You're right, man. But in the public opinion, though. In the public opinion, though, what do you think?
Was there a concern, Renee, that amidst all of the noise of this, that John was being lost?
He was lost in this whole circus. I think that's the saddest part of this whole situation, that he is not remembered as who he
Was
is,
John lost,
who he
though?
was during the whole thing. And
I
that
think
might
they're
be one of my
saying
favorite
because
pictures,
no one's
because
out there
he was always the
screaming.
light in this family.
No
He was always the
cops.
sun, like.
There's the Boston
Oh, the
police.
photobombing. So that picture there, he would photobomb every picture. There's a lot of pictures of Angie's birthday party.
My surprise 40th, he's literally in every background of every photobombing.
And there were small treasured moments at home with the kids, like dancing with his niece to California Girls by Katy Perry.
Sheesh! Poor guy.
And his badge number
Takes
is
dedication.
2490. So
Paul.
I have his badge number on my necklace. We have stickers that we put on our phones. We have stickers on the car.
Renee and I both got tattoos with this badge number.
2490 was Johnny's badge number, and that's become the numerical symbol of finding justice for him.
Justice for JJ! Justice for JJ!
You know, we all have one goal.
Yeah, to lock Karen up. That's it. That's the one goal.
There are a lot of people who believe fervently in the innocence of Karen Reed and believe that she is the victim of a mass conspiracy.
But will the jury believe the prosecutors who claim that Karen Reed killed John?
We love you, Karen!
I mean, man, watching John O'Keefe with his niece, man, is very tough, man. It's very tough.
Yeah, it seemed like he was great with the kids, man. I'm sorry, go ahead, Jay.
R.I.P. John O'Keefe. R.I.P. John O'Keefe.
Yes.
Now, was he lost in all this,
R.I.P.
people? Let me ask you, James, was he lost in all this? Keep it 100. What do you think? You spoke on this before.
Yeah, I think his name, like just from the beginning, when they made the 911 call, from calling him just a regular man on the front of the grass, they should have set off the rip a police officer down. You know, that I think from the beginning he was lost, and then they just had to go with it, man. So yeah, I believe he was lost in this.
Man. Father God. Father God. Father God. You know, watching that really makes me upset because this guy, Big Bad Brian A., is sitting behind him.
staring at the jury.
And it worked.
Yeah.
Because the jury's like, why would they be here?
Why would the family sit with the killers?
It's wild for the night. And another thing is too, Turtle Boy was talking about the jurors the other day. They on one of his lives on Tuesday night or whenever it was, Sunday night, Saturday night, one of them nights. Everything seems like the same day to me, but when he talked to one of the jurors, one of the jurors says, yeah, they knew stuff was off, and
Right.
but they thought it was all just, they thought the Canton police just messed up. That's why they didn't find the tail lights. They just
Yeah,
messed up.
that's crazy to think that,
And they
right?
thought, yeah, everything's messed up, but she still did it.
The Canton
Thank you.
police just messed up. John's
want
not
them caught
lost in
too.
this.
I want them
Yeah.
caught too.
We all do.
But let me say this though, and put a bow on this, James.
Yeah.
Even if Peggy tomorrow finds out some news that Karen didn't do it, do you think she's still going to feel a certain way about Karen, the way Karen went about this?
No, I don't think she'll be as upset. I think she'll just feel, because, there's going to, if she finds out something, there's going to be some guilt too because of how she treated Karen. But do I think she's going to be full forgiven? No, because she's old school. Like, she knew that if there was something going on, she shouldn't have dropped John off there, So I think that's a tough call.
I think so too, Samantha.
What'd Samantha say?
She'll still give the bird.
Oh, wow.
I believe honestly, even if Peggy at this point believes that there's some shadiness going on, Karen's in the scope.
Yeah, but you know what? She's his mom, bro. She wants to know who killed her son at the end of the day. She could
But
play
I know, but like she heard the same stuff we heard.
right. And she's still, it's crazy. I know. It is.
I mean, you're seeing, like, we see this dude, man. We see Big Bad Brian A, man. He's Boston's finest, right?
Oh, yeah. He's
he knows how to box, right?
He's in the ring. He's knocking dudes' heads out. That was another thing. He knocked some cop's head off.
If you don't get it in check, it will stop making decisions for you. And that's exactly what happened to Big Bad Brian A. See, he got on Boston's finest. He got with Donnie Wahlberg.
Look at his full.
Sergeant Albert cut his teeth as a Marine in Operation Desert Storm. He views his work back in Boston as equally important.
The Funky Bunch has a group chat. None of you guys once said, I can't believe how John died. I can't believe he died in the cold. That's tragic. None of you guys were texting that on the group chat. Well, I can't believe Karen would do such a thing. None of you guys are saying that. The only thing you guys are talking about is the cover-up. Don't say he came in the house.
Yep. That's the truth. Talking about times and make sure say you didn't see anybody. And not saying nothing about poor kids. They just went through this, Poor family. Look at the family. Look at John's mom. Just lost her daughter. Now she just lost her son. Terrible. None of them said nothing about it. It's just.
Got him donuts. She got him donuts. I drove to 34 Fairview. And I saw her get out and got him donuts. 6 donuts.
Donuts.
I've been doing it for years.
She likes to come by and bring like coffee and donuts.
I opened my car door.
Ever bring us some donuts? Nice.
So in a blizzard, she dropped off 6 donuts in a blizzard. Just 6 donuts in a blizzard. And if you see in the beginning of the 2020, they talked about how bad the blizzard is, but it wasn't bad for Julie.
Oh, not Julie. Her car was untouched, no snow on it. She
Yo,
found the dunks that was open.
Yeah,
What?
drop your YouTube in there real quick. I don't know if Dunks was open.
That's what I'm
That,
saying. Julie found one.
I need everybody right now. We got 360 people in the chat. I need everybody right now. You see that at James Jackson. James JKSN. James JKSN. Go over to his YouTube. Hit the sub button. It's free. Hook him up.
Free.
We're trying to get him. I think right now you're at like 180 subs. We're trying to get him to over 200. Try to get him to 250 tonight. You know, we want to get him pushing. He's got some stuff. He's going to make some clips for us for some fun times on the lives, you know, going forward. And, you know, let's get him some subs, man. Let's get him in the mix. You know, he's here with y'all. And James Jackson, JAMES, JKSN, James Jackson. And
I
his uncle,
appreciate it.
and his uncle is Alan.
Uncle Al.
Uncle Al.
Fucking him up as he always does. Great
And
guy.
I appreciate everybody's time for coming out. And I think that we broke it down tonight that Karen honestly is naive, if that's the right word. I really truly believe if there was no fight coming from Fairview Road and they just was talking, she didn't even pick up on it. When she was at the bar, she didn't pick up on it. Of that new footage that we seen on the 2020 that I played when she's dressed the day before
Thank
court,
you,
when she's in the hotel.
Yeah.
It shows how naive she is. She goes, "Hey, why'd you even bring it up? Wow, I can't believe you brought up my mother. Jesus."
I know.
Why?
She said it too. You were right. She said it. I can't believe you just brought that up. I never even think of it. Wow.
I never
oh
thought
my
about
God.
that. Now,
Yeah.
Peg's sitting home going, "You dirty broad. My son's dead. My daughter's dead. The kid's got no mother, no father, and you're worried
Yeah.
about how you dress." You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a chain reaction. If the victim family is totally against you, that makes it a lot harder to pivot, man. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. She has to convince. That's who she has to convince.
Public opinion. And in the courts, because another thing is too, who else is watching that? Phony Canoni, the public pretender. We're done here. You know what I mean? She's watching it and she's like, "Oh, you're worried about your cuffs? You're worried about your sleeves? When you get to Framingham, you're going to be wearing a jumpsuit."
Right? You won't need that. You have your little.
Is she that naive, though? Is she that naive, James, that she didn't even realize that?
That's the thing. Those. You know what's sad though? Those are the kind of people that are sitting in jail. Innocent people like her, people that you can manipulate them to do. We call them crash dummies, but that's what it is. They push someone like that if they're naive to do something, and they use them, man. They use them right in the scope. But
Drew,
I don't
you could
know.
have been anywhere in the world. You could have been anywhere, Drew. You could have been anywhere.
Drew.
Could have been at the casino playing blackjack, but you're here with us.
James, what did it say? James dance for like. Nah, sorry, man. Can't do that. Can't do that.
Yeah,
Not working that hard, man.
You know, we definitely can't do that. We're definitely not gonna do that.
Yeah. No silly shit. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. When those two guys took the stand like two little puppies, and they said, "Oh, I'm just fooling around. That's just me and my friend fooling around." You would never catch me and J.F.K. out at a bar fooling around playing grab ass. Never. Ever. Look at me. Never.
Right.
It's crazy.
So do you think that she was that naive though? Like that she would just let these things happen and not even realize it though?
Look at the people she's hanging out with, man. She's hanging out with. If you ask me, I think the people that she's hanging around with just, I don't know. Like, look at who she was. I mean, what are they? What would you if you had one word to describe her crew? You know.
Right.
So she said John wanted to impress them, and like the Alberts. John always like looked up to them. He wanted, you know, that's why he wanted to go there, because he wanted to make a good impression for the Alberts. Fuck the Alberts, man.
Right.
Thank you for the subs up.
Yeah, why do you think he wanted to make an impression to the Boston's finest?
I know.
So
I don't think.
so that leads me to believe that maybe he was on the set with him, right? Hanging out with him at one time?
Oh yeah, I think absolutely. Because his boy was on there, wasn't he? Is one of his best friends or something?
Yep. His
So
boy Pat was on there.
Yep, and there it is, and especially being in Boston, so he was probably like, "Yo, you think you know how that works? You think we could go by the set, or maybe one of him and his boy was driving home, or he had to drop his boy off at the set, and he was like, "Come on in, I'll let you meet Donnie."
Right, and that's another thing. Like, if he got a picture with Donnie Wahlberg, that says a lot too, right? No.
Oh yeah, I would say so. You know,
Um,
and you know their hands are gonna be all over the movie. I can see Maki now playing John. But hey, if it does, it does. But it's like something like that. Give me and J.F.K. those roles. We'll give you a real scene.
you know, with that being said, right? I just want to take the time, right, to have a moment of silence for all the kids, for the people who died in the Georgia shooting. And you know, that little dude went out and did that. I want to just do a moment of silence for the people in Georgia that went through that. And I'm gonna play this piece of footage, which is pretty touching. Father God, we know your power, we know your strength. Keep blessing us. Keep us away from the devil. All the people who are sick and suffering, all the people that we lost, all the lost ones. Keep the devils away from us. The devil is a lie. Thank you, Father God. We love you, Father God. We don't say your name enough, Father God. Everybody that's in the chat, keep this energy going. Keep us alive. Free Karen Reed. Free everybody. Their minds, the mental health, the struggle. Get us through the struggle. Navigate. Show us the light. We'll follow. We know your power. We know your strength. We know your name, Father God. Amen.
Amen.
I'm gonna play this right here. This is pretty deep, Jazz. Check this out. Wow, it's deep.
I have kids that go here. I know a lot of people that attend here. It's a stress relief to clear the mind so that we can help those that can't clear their mind. I put this together to show the community that we can come together as one big family. And today that family is Appalachian.
I wasn't expecting it because we just came to put a photo of my brother up, but it meant a lot to see the community coming together for this tragedy. I mean, it's a tragedy. It shouldn't have never happened. Everyone was too young, especially those students.
People are mad. People are hurt. We've decided to put our anger to the side. We can't do that with pain. Pain has to work itself out. We come out here to try to help ease other people's pain by us being here, knowing that we do care.
I want to say thank you because it means a lot to have everyone showing their support.
Don't let it happen again.
We love y'all.
Love you. Peace.
Michael Proctor could have written text messages that he didn't know would go public, that he regrets sending. That does not nullify
the evidence
that says that
Johnny was hit by a weapon.